Alright, hey you guys, we are going to do a little review here of a new flashlight. It is the Nebo Leo, part number 6657 C.O.B flashlight. And I've been finding this thing pretty useful here. This is the box. If you guys get one of these at one of the wholesale distributors that you go into that have a little counter display with the flashlights up on a little magnetic display base, make sure that when you buy one you get the box with it, because there's some pretty important instructions on the box itself. There's kind of some hidden features in this light that you won't know about if you don't have the box, so make sure you get the box along with it. This pretty interesting little light here has quite a few angling options to point the light right where you need it, and there aren't any other lights of this style out there that really have that. So you can see here some of the instructions on the box. I'll let you read those. It just tells you some of the dimmable options, memory settings, and things like that, functions that come on that light. On the back of it you can see here your lumen options. 220 gives you a run time 5 to 15 hours. There's also a secondary spotlight on this that goes to 80 lumens with a run time of 7 to 21 hours. And you've got your rotating directional lighting, non-slip rubber coating, single push button operation, water and impact resistant, powerful magnetic base, pocket clip, hanging clip, and a kickstand. So this is the box that it comes in, and here is the actual light itself. You can see that it's kind of made like some of the other lights out there on the market. You got your little pocket clip. The magnet is in the base of this particular one and not the pocket clip. That is a pretty good strong magnet. This little clip right here on the end that folds down, they say that it's a kickstand, but that's the only really negative comment I have against this flashlight. It does not work as a kickstand. It is pretty much useless as a kickstand, although you could turn it up here like this and hang it from something. If you've got a nail or a little peg under a house, you could hang it from that. You know, if you're camping, you could hang this from a tree limb or a stick or something like that, possibly use it that way. But this is your main C.O.B light. That's the new style of LED lighting. Stands for chip on board, and it is pretty bright. They're not joking. When it goes out to 220 lumens, it really does. But the cool thing, as you see here about this light, is the angling options. This will go all the way up like that. So you can imagine if you have this thing stuck up by the magnet that you can rotate this thing out. It does also kind of rotate to the side as well. But you can really get that light pointed exactly where you need it to be. So that is a super cool feature of this light. And then if you look right here in the end, if I can get that in there, you can see it has another LED there that's kind of like more of a spotlight type LED. And this just folds back down. It clicks into place and holds really strong. Just a size comparison with one of the other lights out there that are similar to this. That's the little Craftsman light. We all probably have one or two of these in our tool bags. And it has the old style LEDs. This is a major improvement with that new chip on board technology. It really does a nice job. And you can see they're about the same size. Pretty close. So if we take this thing in here, show you the magnet. Works pretty good. Definitely strong enough to hold the light up. No problems there. It will hang upside down. It will hang out straight. You can angle it around wherever you want it. And you can see if you pop that sucker loose and hang it up there. Then you can point that light, get it just right where you want it to be. Angle it down, out, around. A lot of different options there. Now, another nice thing about this light, it does have a dimming option on it. And you can read those instructions how to do that on the book. But it's basically really simple. You just click the light on once. You're going to go into full high power mode. Within 8 seconds of turning the light on, you're going to go to the little spotlight at the tip, and then the next push of the button will turn the light off. If you want to go into that dimming mode, it's just a process of pushing and holding the button. You hold in the switch up here at the top, and the light will slowly start to dim. And when it gets down to the lowest setting, it will actually blink once to let you know you're on the lowest possible setting. And then if you push and hold the button again, it'll go all the way back up to the highest setting and blink to let you know you're back on the highest setting. Now, it does have a memory option where you can store a dimmable light setting. On this light, I like to turn it down to about half brightness. You know, a lot of options, situations, it's just plenty enough light, and you don't have to have it on the full brightness all the time. It's going to save some battery life, and it's more than enough light to do most of what you need to do. So to go straight into that mode and bypass full brightness, you just click the button twice rapidly. 2 clicks will put you into your stored brightness mode. Whatever you choose to store in that mode, it will go straight to that brightness. So that's a nice option also. Pocket clip's pretty good and strong. So we're going to go back here into a dark room, and we'll just try this thing out here just so you can see what it can do. So right here's a situation. We'll just go ahead and turn it on full brightness. And that's using the C.O.B light on the front, and that's, you know, running at the 200 lumens, and you can see that lights everything up pretty good because we are in a pretty dark room. I've got a small dim light in here just so we're not in total darkness, but you can see how nice that lights everything up. Now, if the light's been on longer than 8 seconds, the next time you push the button, it will turn the light off completely, so you don't have to go through the second mode. But when you turn the light on once, you go to the C.O.B. within 8 seconds. One more push will take you to the spotlight on the tip. So now we're on that spotlight shining forward, and you do have a nice even spot beam out to, I would say, 10-15 feet. Very usable light. There's not any dark circles or anything like that. Nice bright light. It is a very white type light. It's not the cheap purple bluish kind of stuff you get with some other flashlights. So it is a very usable light. It doesn't blind you when you're working with it. And again, you do have the dimming options as well. So all things considered, this is a pretty good light here. Haven't had any trouble with it so far. The clicker button up top here is what I would call probably an electronic switch. It's not the little clicky like you're used to on some other flashlights, like a mechanical type clicky. It is more electronic feeling. It just has a different feel to it. Haven't had any issues with the light. I have dropped it on solid concrete from about 6 feet in the air and did not crack, break, still functions the way it should. I guess if I had any other little negative thing to point out, I did notice, and it'll be really hard to get it on camera, but if I could get it to focus on that magnet, you can see it's not entirely flush. One side sticks up a little more than the other. If you run your finger across it, you can feel just a tiny little raised area on one side. so you don't get quite as good of connection on metal when using the magnet as you could. So when you're picking one of these out, you know, you might want to look at a couple of them and just pick out one that has a nice flush mounted magnet. I actually called Nebo. They were really great. They are sending me a new tail cap out, no questions asked. Really good customer service. Seem like nice people. The lights do come in 3 different options: black, gray, and this orange. If you're going to be doing work in dark spaces like I do, heating and air conditioning, you might want to pick this brighter color because black things tend to get left behind. So anyway, that's the part 1 review on this light. I'm going to do a second review where I'm going to actually use it in a working condition under a house. Let you see what it looks like in a crawl space, lighting everything up. So this is part 1 of part 2. Look for the second video. I'll try to include some links on this. I appreciate any likes or comments below. And if you buy one of these, be sure and comment and tell me what you think about it. Thanks a lot, guys. That is the Nebo Leo, part number 6657.